Hi, I'm Pete Nigerian, class of 1986 and co-founder of tradeMONSTER. On the field and in the markets, there is no room for error. You need to be prepared, have a plan, focus when executing, and stay disciplined at all times. That's why we have built the tradeMONSTER platform to help investors become successful in the markets. Success doesn't come overnight. You build it brick by brick.
The winner gets Paul Bunyan's axe, and for the Golden Gophers, a win would provide further validation that a program shift may be happening before our eyes. Under center is Stave. The handoff to White, hit at the point of attack, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's off to the races. Mago cuts back at the 15 and down at the 12.
They did dodge the first, but not allowing a touchdown, especially after the nice run of Smith on that last play.
His hand, snap is back, throwing all the way, pressure comes, fires, picked off! Aaron Hill near side, 20, 10, touchdown! Minnesota Golden Gophers, pick six!
Saw a receiver cross my face, and I thought he was throwing to him, so I sort of reacted that way. But then when I saw the ball go the other way, and it sort of just came to me. I mean, there's no better way to end my last home game than depositing another check in TCF.
Handoff is to Cobb. Stutter steps onto one tackle, spins away from another, 40, 45, and out to the 49. They continue to rip at the football. He continues to hold on to it.
We moved the ball great early on, but a turnover, a fumble here and there, and it just, it kills the offense and to put your defense back on the field with the backs against the wall. I mean, hats off to those guys battling for us all day.
The handoff again to White, and he's in. Touchdown Badgers. That was an easy one that time. Wisconsin reclaims the lead after the sack fumble. Here's the handoff to Cobb. Tries to stutter step, gets across the 25, and a nice pickup of 6. Jumbo package in. Stave on play action to pass. Firing toward the back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Abradaris.
The result isn't what we wanted at the end of the day, but I think a lot of those kids left going, okay, this thing's a lot closer than it has been in the past, and another year of getting bigger and stronger, and I think they're going to have a ton of confidence going into next year that we can go in there and beat a good Wisconsin team in Camp Randall.
Here's a handoff to Cobb, big hole, off to the races, may go, 40, 30 near sideline, 20, 15, 10, and forced out of bounds down inside the 10. It's an I formation behind Leitner, spins, handoff Cobb, hit, barrels forward, touchdown! Minnesota Golden Gophers. Jerry Kill rolls the dice a bit on 4th and goal, and he hits the jackpot there with a touchdown.
David Cobb getting 1,000 yards is, that's obviously a big accomplishment in his life, but also we see that as a major accomplishment for us on the O-line because we're paving the way for him. And a lot of times you don't hear about the offensive lines of the 1,000-yard rushers, but we know the important role that we play, and so does David. I know David Cobb. He's always thanking us and telling us what a great job we're doing, and he appreciates us more than anybody else.
I think it's more of a team goal because, again, you can't do it on your own. So, I mean, it's definitely a great goal for myself, but I think it speaks as much as the success and improvement of our O-line and receivers' willingness to block for me.
1,000 yards is for a tailback is a special thing. Working with the offensive line all year long and getting those guys to understand the importance of getting to know your offensive line. I think they've done a great job with that as a group, and David especially.
David Cobb getting 1,000 yards is huge for us. We always wanted, last year we came really close to Donnell, and this year we really wanted to get one of our running backs 1,000 yards as a goal of us for our O-line. And once we heard that David did it, that was a really big deal for us.
That's a landmark that everybody takes a lot of pride in, and the great thing about David is that he's the first one to acknowledge that. It isn't an individual accomplishment, it's a group accomplishment that a lot of guys take a lot of pride in and feel like that's something that we can really build on.
And there's an injury timeout there, and it's a Minnesota Golden Gopher lineman, the center, John Christensen.
I saw a replay of it. It doesn't. It looked like he kind of got. He was leaning and kind of got squished by both linemen, and then the pile kind of came back behind him and rolled up on his leg. Not very pretty.
When John went down in Indiana, that was kind of shock. Like first I saw him go down, and then it hit me. I was like, oh man, I got to go in now. So I went in, and I mean, I tried to do my best, and I feel like I played all right. And all the guys around, like Zach and Caleb was in back then, and Josh, and obviously Eddie. I mean, you see them, and like you're like, oh, these are my friends. We're just playing the game of football.
You know, the preparation going into every game's the same, whether you're a starter or in the two deep. So as far as that goes, nothing changes. It's just all about getting into the mindset that you know, I'm going to be the starter, and I need to pick right up where Caleb left off, or where, you know, same with Tommy. Tommy picked right up where John left off, and I don't think we haven't missed a beat.
When you play in a conference as physical as the Big Ten, every position on the field you need to have quality depth, because you never know when somebody's going to go down. But especially in the trenches, to have a guy like Tommy Olson, a guy like Foster Bush be able to step in and you really not fall off the face of the earth. That says a lot about both those young men and their ability to prepare, even though they weren't a starter. But also it talks about the overall program depth.
I think that we have a special bond because we are so used to not being in the spotlight, and I think we all can bond over that.
We really are together all the time. I mean, if you really think about it, we're here all the time, and then on the weekends we're together, and especially during the season, we're always around each other and just build great relationships. And then, not to mention living with Eddie and Mikey, two guys I've been with my entire life.
Well, there's no doubt that I think that's one of the biggest factors to having a productive and a quality offensive line is their ability to get along with each other, to communicate with each other, and develop a chemistry that isn't always there. But fortunately, I've got 17 guys in that room that I wouldn't trade for anybody. You know, I tell them at the end of every practice that it's fun to coach them because they come out, they work, they do what they're supposed to, and that's a fun group to coach when you get a lot of young men doing what you ask them, and they're having fun doing it, and I'm having a heck of a lot of fun coaching them, and I think it's paying off with good results.